You'll be shocked about this one. How's it going, everybody? This is Adam Platinum, the certified keypad gamer, and welcome to the first episode of my new series, Will It Azeron. When it comes to the world of Azeron Keypad gaming, not a lot of people realize that there are more things that you can use this keypad with besides first-person and third-person shooters. Although the first and third-person shooters are a huge proportion of the Azeron Keypad community, there are so many different games that we can play with this thing. And the purpose of this series is to find many different games that a lot of people try to play on a daily basis with a controller or mouse and keyboard. And it's gotten to the point throughout my Azeron Keypad journey that I realized I have been playing a lot of different games outside of these shooter genres that it actually works pretty well. Another big reason why I wanted to start this series is because I do see a lot of comments from not only my videos but other Azeron videos where people are constantly asking if the Azeron Keypad's worth buying. And I feel like a big component of what makes a specific interface like a mouse and keyboard, like a controller, what constitutes being worth it is what types of games people can play. Because let's face it, the Azeron Keypad is not typically super cheap. Unless you're going on Amazon and you're getting the most default of default Azeron Keypads, you're looking to spend a good amount of money. But if I can at least show you, the viewer, all these different types of games that I have managed to play and at least have some sort of fun on while playing them, then maybe it can help you decide if you want to actually purchase an Azeron Keypad or not. So with all that being said, if you're new to the channel and you're interested in the Azeron Keypad, be sure to check out some of my past videos. I do things like unboxings, I showcase my gameplays from my Twitch, and I do basic reviews about the models of the Azeron Keypad. Now with everything out of the way, let me answer this one question: will it Azeron MultiVersus? So for many people in the world of fighting games, we know these games to be predominantly controller oriented, whether it's Smash Bros, Mortal Kombat, any games of this nature, we know it's mostly controller dominated. There will most definitely be outliers in these communities with mouse and keyboard phenoms, and especially if you're a die-hard fighting game fan, you probably know a handful of amazing players on mouse and keyboard. However, something with MultiVersus seems different to me because I personally started playing the game with a controller, and then the idea just dawned on me that maybe I should give this a try, see if it's possible. So when I first booted up everything on MultiVersus, which is very inclusive for both controller and mouse and keyboard players, I had a feeling that this was going to work so much better than I anticipated. Throughout my almost one whole year playing with the Azeron Keypad, I have sought out the best binds possible for my keypad when it comes to a variety of different games, whether it's a shooter, whether it's something silly like Rocket League. I have been striving to find the best binds possible for a variety of different genres. I talked about this a little bit on my honest review. Be sure to check it out if you haven't watched it yet. But in that video, I said that I usually take the best 3 to 5 games and try to build the best setup on my Azeron that can produce the easiest access, minimal fuss, and just ready to go gameplay. So the most shocking thing to me was I had to change absolutely nothing. Like zero. Absolutely, like I had to change nothing about the keybinds at all. I could switch from Halo, I could switch from Call of Duty, I can switch from Apex Legends, and I can go straight into MultiVersus, and I can go practice my gameplay. So here I am showing you guys the binds that I use for MultiVersus for my Azeron. I don't tweak the Azeron profile at all. I don't change any of those binds within the Azeron software itself. I only change things within the MultiVersus game. Technically speaking, you can actually play this game one-handed. And to me, that is absolutely shocking. The only thing that truly stops the Azeron from becoming an absolute powerhouse with this is just the sheer amount of time people have been playing on a controller, and on top of that, the analog stick movement on Azeron I feel like can be a little wonky at times. But also, I'm not a seasoned vet when it comes to fighting games or anything, so once I got my bind set up, I went straight into the training arena. You'll notice with these clips, I am pretty much a Shaggy main throughout this entire video, but I do try different characters like Wonder Woman. I do play Superman within the training arena, but I don't really have him. I never really unlocked him. Unfortunately for these clips, I also did not have Rick or Morty, but hopefully I can get some more gameplay, whether it's a YouTube stream or getting clips together and just posting it like as an Azeron montage on MultiVersus. So yeah, if you just look at the gameplay thus far, you'll see that I am just kind of replicating what I know in terms of old fighting games like smash combos, button mashing, the typical fighting game pro. I do try and get a little zesty and pull off some spikes, but I feel like I'm just not that crafty. I feel like I have to do a lot to do do those upper level movement combos and be able to just absolutely shit on somebody. Once I felt ready, I just decided to go right into duos. I really wasn't trying to waste my time when it came to this video. I just wanted to get practiced, wanted to get my binds set up and then just test it. And then once I had a good foundation, I decided let's just get it rolling. There's no sense of trying to perfect it right then and there, because there's a difference between beating the shit out of a computer and then someone that's dodging, someone that can just hit you with some insane combos, people that can actually just do something. For the record, when it comes to 2v2s, I don't know what it is, but I feel like whenever I get paired up with someone on 2v2s that's not a friend of mine, they're always shit. I'm not that great at fighting games. I'm gonna be completely honest. I am probably one of the most mediocre to subpar gamers of all time. But I will tell you, when I played 2v2 and when it was with random people, oh my god, I don't even think they were playing the game. I feel like some of them just jumped around and pressed buttons. For some that works, but for me, I at least try to think about it a little bit. And these are some of my best moments on duos. I really do prefer 1v1s when it comes to MultiVersus, especially like I said, if I'm not playing with a friend, I feel like MultiVersus can be a little bit annoying at times. To be able to do the specific things that I was able to do with the Azeron Keypad in this video, I'm quite shocked and I'm just blown away at how well it actually works. And you'll see, I was able to pull a few up smashes. I was able to actually spike a handful of people. I was able to do the things that I feel like most people that play any fighting game, whether it's on a controller or even potentially a mouse and keyboard, I feel like they just wouldn't see it as a possibility with an Azeron. But here I was just doing it relatively with ease, especially because I've only been playing on an Azeron for about almost a year now, and I've played Smash on and off between a GameCube, a Wii, a 3DS, so relatively the same buttons, but just different ways of playing it and just different types of games overall. And then to be able to just come in and kind of just work people is pretty nice. It's pretty fun. It's pretty rewarding. Before I get too carried away, if you're enjoying this video right now, consider leaving a like on it. It would help me tremendously push my content to people that are curious about the Azeron Keypad or people that just are looking for something new in a gaming community. And if you did all that already and you're not subbed to the channel, sub right now so you don't miss any future Azeron Keypad videos. Another big positive that I see when it comes to playing MultiVersus with an Azeron is I don't have to absolutely demolish my fingers in order to do specific combos and still be able to play for a long amount of time. In the beginning, with any fighting game, I have a feeling that most people playing with a controller have experienced some sort of finger, wrist, or any type of pain in order to try and learn combos, try and use a specific character, or just try to outright destroy somebody in a specific scenario. With the Azeron, even just allowing yourself the combinations of different binds on the Azeron and then using the mouse for a basic attack and dodge, that to me is so much easier at times. Another huge thing that I noticed when I was playing with the Azeron is the repetitiveness of the combos. It becomes so much easier as you keep going and going and going. It almost just feels like, because it's a hybrid between a keyboard and a controller, it allowed me to figure out the combinations that I could use a lot faster. To me, this was really rewarding because it just showed me how far I have come as a keypad gamer, and it also shows me that I can actually play with pretty casual to moderately competitive people on MultiVersus. And that to me just gave me all the reason to keep playing. I feel like when you start to develop as an Azeron Keypad gamer, or in general, if you switch from controller to mouse and keyboard or mouse and keyboard to controller, and you're really starting to progress in a specific way, it just gives you that reason to keep playing in general. You know you're getting better at it, so then you just have that much more of a reason to keep grinding. But unfortunately, with every great discovery, there are a few things that just absolutely suck. A big thing that I noticed when using my Azeron for MultiVersus was the movement. So in many fighting games like Super Smash Bros. Or any copycats of Super Smash Bros., the movement consists of a back and forth movement with any type of dash, whether it's to the side or dodging down or up. So especially right off the bat, and even for the first handful of hours, even after I understood some of my combinations and how to play, I just have these weird movement issues at times, and that's for every game. And that partially comes from the fact that you have to be as precise as you possibly can when moving your analog stick on the Azeron. In situations where I swore I was moving at a specific angle, or I swore I was going to the side, it just almost seemed like the Azeron stopped and movement completely stopped. And with a game like MultiVersus, if you're not moving, you're getting wombo comboed. So unless you're a fighting phenom and you can calculate or anticipate that happening and have a dodge ready, you're getting a stock taken. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Unless these people are doo-doo, you're more than likely getting a stock taken. This is a huge issue in the aerial fights. When you're fighting off the side of the platform with somebody, you have to use certain dodges, you have to fast descend at times, use certain combos to try and get back to the platform. And if your analog stick just doesn't read the movement that you're using, or it's not precise enough, if you're not pointing at the angle to calibrate as WD or WA, then you're just going to go to the side and you're going to slowly fall down. At least for my gameplay, that's my Achilles heel. I feel like sometimes the movement is just so weird at times that I don't know what's going on. Besides the movement being a little weird at times, the only true negative I see for someone using an Azeron on MultiVersus is the practicality. Fighting games have been around for decades, and there are so many different ways you can play. Whether it's a joystick on an arcade machine with a few buttons, whether it's a controller, everything is changing. But the practicality of it is most fighting games are always played on a controller. Those games ruled the 90s to mid 2000s. So many people have dedicated so much time to being good at these games like Smash Bros, Mortal Kombat, and they've done it all with a controller, or they've done it all with a joystick at the arcade machine back in the day. So if I'm an outsider looking in and I've already been accustomed to playing fighting games on a controller, which I personally have, and someone tells me that maybe I should give this a try or that it's the next best thing and it's the move, unless I was super confident in my own abilities to learn it, or I just felt like it was super cool in general, I don't see why I would use anything else besides a controller. And then the overall practicality of there's just so much going on with an Azeron keypad in general. You got over 26 different customizable binds when it comes to your Azeron. You're not going to need a lot of those binds. A controller does do all of those things that you need to do in a game like MultiVersus, and it does it easily. However, you can say the same thing with the practicality of a mouse and a keyboard when it comes to fighting games as well. There will always be outliers to these scenarios. There will always be people that are striving to be different in a community so that they can either use it for their content, do it because that's just overall how they feel. To each their own with these practicalities. But overall, when it comes to the game of MultiVersus, it will Azeron. I don't see any issue with playing this game on an Azeron keypad, especially with how inclusive this game has been with both controller and mouse and keyboard players. Technically, if you want to look at it this way, an Azeron keypad is a keyboard. So with them being very welcoming to both interfaces, I don't see the harm in it. In fact, I would go as far to say that this is better than mouse and keyboard. If you currently own an Azeron keypad and you are busting out a controller to play MultiVersus, stop it.
Get some help.
Seriously, take the time to set up your binds in MultiVersus for the mouse and keyboard setting, test it out in training, play duos with your friends, play singles, try competitive, and give it a whirl. You honestly will be very shocked at how well you can play the game. As always, thank you guys so much for watching another Azeron Keypad video from the channel. The last few uploads that I've had have done amazing. Even though I haven't posted as super consistent as I should be, they have been doing wonders, and I'm thankful that you guys have enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think about playing MultiVersus with an Azeron Keypad or any other game with an Azeron Keypad in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys and have a wonderful day. See ya.